What's up, guys? Welcome to Box Football, and we're gonna go through something that we've never done before. But before I explain that, can you please hit that subscribe button, guys? If you haven't already, subscribe, please. But
Destroy
let's
that
get,
button. That's what
please,
people say, right?
man,
Obliterate that button.
just hit it, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, we're gonna get into this new thing that we're gonna do, and again, if it does do well, we're definitely gonna come with a part two. We're gonna take some Twitter football takes. We're gonna look at some bad takes, some interesting takes, and kind of debate on it. So me and Jack both have three. Me and Jack both have three takes each from Twitter. So different Twitter accounts, people tweeting about football, and we're gonna have a debate on it. Jack, do you want to go first, or like should I go first?
No, I'm happy. I'm happy to go first. So like I've
Okay.
definitely done it on a point where like I don't know how I feel about it, and I also think that means James doesn't know how he's going to feel about it. So we're hopefully going to have some like differences of opinion here. My first one comes from a verified account actually, so it's kind of interesting. Young's Teflon Trilly is the name. So I don't know if I'm just like super out of touch. Maybe that's a musician. I don't know. Prime Neymar is better than Prime Ronaldinho. I'm standing on it. What do we think about that, James? Because I'll tell you what, this conversation can be taken different ways, right?
Do you know what?
Because is it effectiveness, or are we just talking about the love of the sport? Because I can take this two ways very easily.
Jack, do you know what it is? Is that I love Neymar, Jack. I love Neymar. But
I don't like the guy, but I like the player.
We're talking about prime. Ronaldinho's prime, Jack, for a 2-3 year span was something we never seen.
Wild, yeah.
I mean, like, I get it. The numbers don't come at you and hit you with a Mo Salah type.
Right.
It's the eye test. Watch Ronaldinho and your jaw will just drop. That,
exactly.
For me, from 2004 at Barcelona to 2006, I mean, incredible. And as great as Neymar is, and probably for a longer period of time, Neymar's done it for. But we're talking prime. I think it's Ronaldinho, without a doubt. In that time, Jack, Champions League winner. He won. He helped Barcelona do the double, and it wasn't like a thing where he had Neymar and Messi. Jack, I get he had Eto'o and some great players next to him, but he was the man, and he led them. Yeah, a Ballon d'Or winner. At the time, won the Copa America with Brazil, all that sort of stuff. They're playing with a great team, and at the time, you could probably consider around 2005, 2006, he was the best player for Brazil around them
also,
times.
James, you know what as well? We don't get Neymar if we don't have Ronaldinho.
No, we don't get
Neymar doesn't
players.
exist, guys. Neymar doesn't exist without Ronaldinho. A lot of it inspired an entire generation of players, and like we've said this in previous videos. I think when we did our all-time wingers video as well. Like, guys, this is the most fun football player to watch ever. I think that's actually quite an easy one. I mean, some people might say Messi, but like, sure, but like from an enjoyment standpoint. But guys, Ronaldinho did it with such joy and such swagger. It was amazing.
Jack, the sauce I knew Ronaldinho's had. So there was a bunch of, this is on BT, there was a bunch of Premier League players, top Premier League players. Virgil van Dijk, Wilfried Zaha, Sadio Mane. There was so many of them. They were all asked, who was your idol growing up? Jack, I'm telling you, every single player said Ronaldinho. He just has that sauce. And listen, probably for a longer period of time, as I said before, Neymar probably would take it. But prime, I got Dino, man.
Also, social media time where we're overly reliant on numbers. I understand the Neymar argument, but I think we agree on that one, James. That's a nice start, nice friendly start for you.
Okay, I'm gonna take this away from. So we got Nathan back up 7. So I'm guessing he's a he has a Cristiano Ronaldo picture on there. But he says Varane retires as a top 3 centre back of all time. Raphael Varane retires as a top 3 centre back of all time. And like he brings up the 4 Champions League, 4 clubs, World Cups, 3 La Ligas, World Cup, Copa del Rey, Super Cups, all that sort of stuff there.
So Ramos must be second or first then, James, based on that argument, right?
Jack,
because
my maddest thing about his top 3, I'm not gonna lie, in my opinion, I don't even think Varane is top 20.
No, top 25. How high do you want to go? Top 30? I mean, seriously.
We're talking Fabio Baresi, Nesta, Paolo Maldini, looking at players like John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Puyol, Beckenbauer, listen, there's so many players I can name.
Nesta, Vidic, Premier League, Terry, Jaap Stam, Vidic,
Desai,
Sami Hyypiä. You can go all day.
Jack, he would struggle to make a top 25, top 20. I'm like, he's a top guy, but especially what I'm seeing at Manchester United right now, I'm like, ooh, So yeah, that one,
Dead
no, no, no,
take.
no, no, no,
Dead
no.
take. Seriously, look, listen. I think Raphael Varane's great. I think he's one of the, at the moment or in the world, I think he's probably got to be respected as a top 10, top 15 centre back in world football right now. I think that's fair. But in the kind of prime of your career, after all that he's done, if you're still being talked about in a top 10, top 15, James, when we say top 10, 15, we would say if he was top 10 or top three in that number of 15 places, we'd say top three, top five, right? We're not. We're saying top 10, top 15, or at least I am. So that means he's definitely like anywhere between 8th and like 13th. So if he's like that in his kind of prime where he's at right now, then yeah, all time, no, absolutely not. Sorry, guys, that is a negative on that one. Yeah, dead take. Sorry about that. Who is that? That guy needs to be told. I'm sure he's been told in the replies.
It was like Nathan Backup or something like that. 7. Listen, yeah, that's a bad one.
At HLTCO, right? And this, I think I'm not even kidding. I actually think I follow this guy. Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid side embody everything in a side that commentators say we don't want to see this in football, when in actual fact, millions of us bloody love it. I'm just going to say, yeah, like I agree. I think you don't need possession. Yeah, I want red cards and fights and not all the time. It's a sport. We want to see the best side of the sport. But yeah, guys, the drama is amazing. Diego Simeone, that Atletico Madrid teams that fight with a bit of grit. You got some proper villains in there, Luis Suarez of the world, etc., etc. Savage, Jimenez, all these kind of guys. Yeah, I'm totally here for it. What do you think, James?
Yeah, Jack. Do you know what it is? Is that what we see from Diego Simeone's side is annoying, but I remember a team called Manchester United back in the day where certain Sir Alex Ferguson setting up a similar tactic towards Arsenal, battering them with those sort of, going for certain players like Antonio Reyes, Rooney was at it, all that sort of stuff. They were bombarding the referees, the crowd, everything like that. Listen, that's what football is all about.
Chewing his gum and tapping his watch.
Listen, the craziness of like football, regardless of what it is, there's a dark side to it. Like you have to appreciate at times. Not everything's gonna be a counter-attacking Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp style football. No, there's a different sort of way to play football. And whether you like it, it's there, and a lot of people have used it and also been successful with it.
Defending La Liga champions, James, Atletico Madrid. Let's not pretend that that's not the case.
They're not champions anymore. Real Madrid
no,
won the title. Yeah,
but still, from
they were.
The season's not over yet. They still go for another week. But yeah, James, your next one.
Okay, so we got this. So we got Jasmine or something like that, but she says Thiago should be talked about in the same tier as Xavi and Iniesta. Surely people are seeing it now.
It's tough. It's tough. But I'm going to draw a comparison here. Thiago is kind of like Pogba. I think all the talent is there. All the top end ability is there. They can do stuff that not many other people, if any, on the planet can do. But am I going to put them up there with people who maybe have a little bit less natural talent, but have done it on a weekly, daily, monthly, yearly, seasonal basis? No, I'm not. Because we didn't really see that guy, Thiago, like we saw Iniesta and Xavi, like we did at Barcelona. At Bayern Munich, we didn't really see Thiago as that guy like we maybe historically saw a Bastian Schweinsteiger, right? Or somebody like that. And then when he's gone to Liverpool, have we seen like a Steven Gerrard-esque respect on his name while he's been at that team? In the Spain squad as well. I'm not ready to make that. I think his talent, James, is right up there. Have we seen it on a pitch on like consistent basis? I'm gonna say no.
Thiago's career to me is just spurts of genius there without that consistent burst. Now, listen, is he in this generation? He's one of the best. I'm talking from the 2010 onwards. He's one of the best. Right. But we're talking about Xavi and Iniesta. To me, two of the greatest midfielders of all time. This is a level that we're talking about there. He isn't the level below them or even underneath them. Not even like I feel like the consistency that these guys gave you for a period of time, Thiago has failed to me replicate. Ability wise, can he match them? Yeah, Jack, come on. You see what this guys can. You see what Thiago can do. But
again, James,
consistent
natural ability. are you taking Xavi and Iniesta, or are you taking Thiago and Pogba? To me, that's easy. I'm taking Pogba and Thiago all day long on
I'm
pure top end ability.
I'm taking
But
Iniesta.
I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
I would take those two over those other two.
I,
If you're giving me them at their best of their best of their best, I'm taking those two all day long. But they're not going to give you their best of their best of their best every week, and that cannot be relied upon for a professional football team.
my maddest thing is that how like Xavi and Iniesta were able to influence not only their team but a whole generation, and Thiago's influenced by them, and it's almost to me like a second rate where like he shows, oh, I can do what they do, and he can do it, but he can't do it to the level that they were able to do it to. Because Jack, we're talking Ballon d'Or, we're talking top two finishes, top three finishes, best midfielders, all that sort of stuff there.
James, I might even throw Sergio Busquets in there ahead of
Oh,
somebody like Thiago as well.
yeah, of course, Jack. I don't even think that's even an
No,
argument.
right.
Sergio Busquets, one of the greatest of all time.
Especially in his role. I mean, he's kind of made that role his own. My final one, and I'm glad we were just talking about two guys from Barcelona. James, this isn't from Twitter. This is from me. And I'm interested to see what you think about this, because this is why I wanted to save it for my last one. I think at this point in their careers and the trajectory that they're on, Pedri and Gavi have greater expectations on them than Xavi Hernandez and Andres Iniesta. I think they will end their careers as better players than Xavi Hernandez and Andres Iniesta. Thoughts? It is a hot take. I know. I get it. They are 17 and 19 years old, James. I'm just putting that out there. We've potentially got this for another 20 years we're looking at with these two guys.
Yes, but you must understand what they have to do, Jack. This is what they have to do.
I hear it.
Look at what they have to do right now. They got to win multiple Champions Leagues. Yeah, they got to win a World Cup. They got to help Spain dominate on the international stage like those two did, and where the two spearheads of the whole thing. They got to win leagues and all that sort of stuff there.
I'm not hearing anything that scares me that they won't be able to do.
But Jack, that's a lot to do. That's a lot to do. If they have half of Xavi's and Iniesta's career, they've had a great career. Half. I don't think that they're gonna come close, because it's so much consistency, Jack. It's so much delivering at the highest level year in and year out. I don't think that they're gonna, like, to me, did they have a higher expectation of them? I don't think Xavi and Iniesta had this much publicity like the way Pedri's had coming up.
True.
But as an overall...
James, but I would say to you as well, what we're betting against here to a certain extent is Barcelona, because they're going to be a part of this squad. They're going to be starting members of this team for the next 15, 20 years. Are Barcelona going to win a Champions League in the next 15 years? I'd say probably, yeah. There's going to be one in there, you would imagine, right? Are they going to win La Liga in a 15-year period? Probably 5+ times. Are Spain over the next 15, 20 years going to be in World Cup finals, at least European finals, semi-finals? I'd say so. Are they going to be the starting members of those teams? I'm going to say yeah. Now, the Euro, World Cup, Euro, are they going to do that? No, I don't think so. But I'm just saying the talent is there. And that, James, at this point, when Andres Iniesta and Xavi were both 17 and 19 respectively, we weren't talking about them like we're talking about these guys.
Yeah, but Jack, we must understand that Xavi and Iniesta caught magic in a bottle. They also had a guy called Lionel Messi. I don't think you heard about him, you know.
No, hey, but listen.
Will they have anybody next to them as great as he? There's so much around it, you know.
That to me doesn't merit Iniesta and Xavi. That's a merit to Messi. That's Messi's brilliance, right?
No,
and they helped him be great. Don't get me wrong. But I think that needs to be taken into account.
That's a great one. That's the one you guys can comment down below and let us know.
Let me have it. I want to hear it.
My last one, this is from Jack Wilson. I think his account got hacked at that time, but he wrote, "Tell me a better DMF." I'm guessing defensive midfielder than Declan Rice right now.
Pez over there.
Can't think of anyone. I can't think of anyone that can do what Dec can. Now,
is that Declan Rice?
Yes, that's Declan Rice. Jack, is there anybody in defensive midfielder role better than Declan Rice right now? Now, did he talk about Premier League or in the world? Because I was going
to say, there's a difference there.
Because okay, let's just stick to the Prem. Yeah. Anybody better than Declan for you, Jack?
I, I'm going to say that in terms of what he's asked to do and his
Yeah.
role in that West Ham team, it's not a super popular role for the top teams. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? It kind of used to be back in the day, but it's a little less like when Chelsea were kind of dominating and you had Matic, remember, at the kind of the base, that base of that Chelsea team. You're like, wow, they got him back from Benfica and they were like, wow, this guy kind of thing. But I'm looking around, I'm not really seeing too many teams who are doing that now. There's a little bit more of a dynamic three that's starting to happen, right? You know what I think of Scott McTominay. I think Scott McTominay's great, but I'm still taking Declan Rice over that. I would just say that he's in kind of a unique position on the field in terms of 2022 football.
Interesting. So I think he gets into the Manchester United midfield. Does he get into the Liverpool midfield in like defensive holding midfielder position over Fabinho? I don't think
It's a
so.
different role still, though.
Yeah,
It's the
but
same
yeah,
position, but it's a
it's the same
different
position.
role.
But does he get? Is he better than Fabinho? No.
I don't think so. I'd
Is he
take
better?
Fabinho.
Is he better than Rodri? I don't think so. If I'm
No,
being
I agree.
truthfully honest, is he better than Thomas Partey? I don't think so. Personally,
That's closer for me. I don't. I still don't think we've seen the best of Partey. I think we'll see the best. Well, I think we'll see better from him next year.
um, I think he'd get over Shaka. Who else?
I think so too.
What other team there? Tottenham. I think he gets into the Tottenham team over Hoiberg. Like Hoiberg.
I really like Højbjerg, but I would still. I think I would take Declan Rice.
Yeah,
Yeah, and James, I've got a huge man crush on Bentancur too, so that would probably be close for me.
Do you know what it is? Is that obviously there is a debate to be had there. I don't think it's definitive that it's like there's no one that can do what Declan Rice does. For Declan Rice does for West Ham, it's great, and to me he's more than just a holding midfield. To the point of view for West Ham, he breaks up play, he carries the ball very
Right.
well. The one thing I look at his game that for me he needs to improve is that passing range. To me, being especially when he goes into a better side, you're not going to be able to carry that ball. Yeah, for long periods. So he needs to be able to move that ball quickly, be able to break lines and put the ball side to side. So I look at that and think that if he improves that, then he can take his game to the next level. But is he the
That's
best right now? I don't
yeah.
think so. Now
That's
for
why I
Chelsea,
think it's such an important move for him this summer. Because James, I think one of the worst things that Declan Rice can do for his career is go to Manchester United, because he's going to be relied upon straight away to make those changes to his game in an Eric Ten Hag system. James, also, you move to Chelsea, right? And these are the two favourites in Chelsea and Manchester United for his signature. You're going to have to play in front of a completely new centre back partnership probably next year. And if Thiago Silva is going to be your starter, I mean, he's going to be what at that point by the end of next season, 38. So there's a high chance that it's going to be a Jules Koundé, it's going to be a Pau Torres that you're playing in front of, and Declan Rice is going to have to make up for a lot of that work because N'Golo Kante is not getting any younger as well. And listen, I like Declan Rice. I think he's really good, but I think we're getting to a stage where this is a little bit of an outdated position and role within football. Like you said, I think I'm just kind of repeating what you said here, but yeah, for West Ham, fine. But let's see you do this at Chelsea. Let's see you do this at Man United.
it's a different.
It's
This
not
is
the
what I'm
same.
saying. It's a different sort of ball game. I
Right.
get it. When you're a West Ham best player, fans love you. Fans ain't really gonna criticize you. They're gonna look at what you do positive and perhaps what you do negatively. While when you're playing for a top team, Jack, every
Different
player, the
skill set.
microscope is on you. As great as Bruno was, what was the thing? What thing everyone was saying with him? Oh, he doesn't do it in big games. He doesn't perform in big game. Now he gives the ball away. What any deficiencies he has when he joins a top team, it's going to be shown because people are going to notice it a bit more. Trent Alexander-Arnold, as great as he is, can't defend. That's to me. No, think about that's a narrative.
Damning.
No, but think about that's a narrative people put there, and
It is.
I agree with that. So yeah, but
3
again,
Champions
guys,
League finals by 23 years old is pretty good, though.
just leave me out right now. But guys, from all the takes we've had, what ones you have an opinion on, please comment down there. And again, if you want to see us do more of this stuff, guys, let us know. Comment down below. This is Box to Box Football. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and we will see you next time.